Students, today we are starting with the chapter from the Diary of Anne Frank. As I promised that now I will continue with literature. So I thought I should start with this chapter, which is non-fictitious and which tells us a very interesting story about a teenager girl, that is Anne Frank. The girl who had to remain in hiding for a very long period because of the outbreak of the Second World War during 1939 to 1945. So we find the girl who started writing diary in 1942 and wrote for 2 years, the duration when she was in hiding till 1944, the year when she really lost her life just due to the wretched Germans. So we find how she narrates a woeful tale, a very heart-rending story about her life that she spent in prison, I can say, because the place, the secret annex where she resided for 2 years in the hiding, it was like a cell. Cell is prison. जैसे जेल में वो थी बंद. I hope the students will really understand when they will find the meanings, and if you read the chapter 2-3 times you will definitely understand. Language is a challenge for you, no doubt, but students, please try to understand better. We find this girl Anne Frank, who had to face a lot of threatenings and a lot of wretched times that she had to undergo. She tells how 2 years that she spent in the secret annex. Annex was a kind of a place where she had resided for 2 years. So she tells how she had faced a lot of difficulties during that time, and she wanted to give vent. She wanted to give vent to her suppressed emotions, thoughts and feelings, and during that period how she wrote the ups and downs, the woes and worries, the trials and tribulations that she had to face. I'm going to start with the chapter, paragraph wise. As you know that I teach the chapters based on the titles of the paragraphs or dividing the chapter in different parts. So according to that, today I have decided to cover just 2 pages of the chapter, that is page number 50 and page number 51, which will cover these major areas only. Okay, you find 5 major points which I have covered. 5 major points are covered in just 2 pages of this chapter. First 2 pages. I wanted to start now. Yes. Writing a diary is a strange experience for someone like me. In the beginning of the chapter, Anne Frank introduces herself and tells that I am writing a diary. But writing a diary is a very strange means O-double-D, odd, different kind of experience for her. Why it is a different kind of experience for her? Whenever you do something new for the first time, you get stuck or you are in a dilemma, you are in a fix, what to do, whether to do or not, what will be the reaction of the people, like that. So उसने सोचा कि if I will write a diary, it will be very strange for me. Reason. First reason, second line, she says, I have never written anything before. First reason is this. Second reason that she thinks is, she says that no one will be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old schoolgirl like me, right? So the first heading of the first paragraph, first page of the chapter is writing diary, a strange experience. Strange experience उसके लिए क्यों था? 2 reasons. First of all, she thinks that she has never written anything before. Second reason, she thinks no one will be interested in the musings. Musings means deep thoughts of a schoolgirl like me. Done. After that, next paragraph. Paper has more patience than people. It's a very interesting quotation and it's really true too. We find that people really lose their patience and sometimes they really react back when you have least expected, because we find the people are the most unpredictable, creatures and most mysterious also, I must say, on earth. So you can never rely fully on anyone, whosoever it is, even if it is your soulmate or if it is your best friend, even if it is your mom. Sometimes I find that you cannot rely 100% on anyone. You always have your suppressed emotions, thoughts और feelings. So अपने suppressed emotions, thoughts, feelings को बताने के लिए हम लोगों पर इतना विश्वास नहीं कर सकते जितना हम किस पे विश्वास कर सकते हैं, अपनी secret diary पे. This is what she is saying. Paper has more patience than people. She feels that she is in the secret annex and she has to write her thoughts, her emotions. So what she will do, she will not discuss with anyone because she could not find anyone whom she could trust. Okay? Reason of writing a diary, second paragraph, same page. क्यों लिखती है diary? She thinks that she cannot confide in anyone. She cannot trust on anyone. And she did not have any friend. You find the next paragraph, there is a sentence, I don't have a friend. Annie Frank says that I don't have any friend. That's why I want to write a diary. Coming to the next. Confides in diary, not the people. We find the third paragraph, the long paragraph that we have here. She says that I confide in diary, not in people. Reason. इसके भी दो reasons हैं. First of all, she says that she cannot get closer to anyone. We find there are a lot of people जो अपने मन की बात कई बार किसी को जल्दी से नहीं कह सकते. अपने मन की बात किसी को जब कोई नहीं कहेगा तो उसके क्लोज भी वो ज़्यादा नहीं आ सकेगा. This is what she is saying, that she could not get closer to anyone. It means probably she could not vent out. Spelling of vent here is V-E-N-T. She could not vent out her suppressed thoughts and she could not share with anyone. That's why she could not get closer to anyone. The second reason that she says is, like we say, time changes everything. It's okay. But people also change sometimes. People also show their true colors. And we sometimes get ditched, deceived, duped, means cheated. We get cheated. By whom? By those people whom we trust most. So that's why she says that I cannot confide in people because people also change. But diary will never change. Diary will always remain her friend. And she gives the name to her diary, that is Kitty. Kitty. She gives this nice name to her diary, saying Kitty. So she says that diary will never change and she could never get closer to anyone. That's why she started writing a diary, right? So 3 points are covered. Coming to the next page, page number 51. What we find on page number 51 is, first of all, 3 questions based on oral comprehension check. All the 3 questions are covered in these 3 headings. And the answers now you all know, right? Coming to the next part. See now, this chapter that is divided in 3 parts. First part I have covered these. Now, in the next part, what she tells, she just tells about her personal life, okay? First part of the chapter was about the doubts she had about writing a diary, whether she should write a diary or not, and why she wants to write a diary, and why she trusts only diary, not the people. Second part of the chapter deals with 2 main points. That is, first, background, her family background. After that, she tells that how she loved her grandmother very much. So this is also related to her family background, family life. Let us see that on page number 51. Page 51 deals only with her family background. You can write on the top of the page a heading for the entire page of family background. Yes. She says that I want to tell about my birth and my background. For that, she tells that how she and her elder sister Margot, who was just 16 years old, she, her sister, and the parents were living together. But what happened? Due to breakout of war, what they did was father, mother shifted to Holland. Right, children? It was not only that they only shifted. I tell you, during the Second World War, when the times had become very miserable and very pathetic for the people, mainly Jews, then at that time, lot of Jews had shifted to Holland, that is near Germany only, because at that time Hitler was very much autocrat, very dominating, and had been very torturous, tormenting with the people of Germany, mainly Jews. So at that time there were many people who had a way out to escape, who really could go away from that place, from Germany. They had escaped either to their relatives, to their friends' place, or at some place where they could have a makeshift place or temporary stay. So her father, her mother, both of them had shifted to Holland in the month of September. Then the elder sister Margot shifted in the month of December. And then she and grandmother, they shifted to Holland next year in the month of February. So all the family members were together in Holland, but they went into hiding. Now, what she says. She says further that when all of them had settled there in Holland, then there she studied. First of all, she tells us all about her background. They went to Holland and there she studied also, but she studied in a school where only Jews were permitted to go, because the Jews were not permitted to sit with or to share their life or anything with Nazis during Nazi occupation in the Second World War. So she just tells us that it was in the 6th class that there was a teacher, Mrs. Kuperkus. At that time, when she had to leave the school, she felt very much sorrowful. She was in very dismal and gloomy mood when she left the school. So she tells us right all about her nursery school and up to class 6, how she spent her life till 6 years. So she is just telling in very few lines only, quite 4 or 5 lines only. She tells starting from Montessori school to 6th class, how she spent her time in some school. After that, she tells that grandmother fell ill and her birthday was also not celebrated with great mirth or joy. It was a very simple celebration. Then in the second last paragraph, page number 51, she tells that when she was 11 years old, her grandmother died. And she says that I loved my grandmother very much and I think about her quite often. So how you have to tell that Annie loves grandmother? Granny means grandmother. Annie loves her grandmother too much. How will you tell this? If you have this question, then you will say that Annie thinks about her grandmother quite often and she loves her too much. So also you can add further that whenever her birthday is celebrated, grandmother's candle is also lit along with the rest. Rest means rest of the candles. So she now in the last paragraph, which is just of 3 lines, at this moment she is 13 years old. वो अपनी डायरी लिखने से पहले, एनी अपनी डायरी लिखने से पहले अपने फैमिली बैकग्राउंड के बारे में बताती है, थोड़ा सा फैमिली बैकग्राउंड के बारे में, और how much she loves her grandmother. So this is told in the last 3 lines, that she says that it was on 20 June 1942 when she started getting dedicated to her diary that she wrote in those thoughtful times. those gloomy days when she was really in distress, in such a condition when she wanted to write something, tell something that was extremely distressing, depressing, and disheartening. I hope all of you will read the first 2 pages of the Diary of Annie Frank and be prepared for the next class, in which I will cover one incident in which you will get to know how she had been so annoying with the teacher, maths teacher, Mr. Keesing, that she got terrible punishment, but that punishment was not like punishment. That became a fun for Annie Frank. How light-hearted she was. I'll continue this chapter in the next class. Till then, you will prepare the first 2 pages and learn whatever questions are given there in the oral comprehension check on page number 52. Thank you.